in Die Blaumacherin, Die Nachricht, the storyline talks. I don't know. I think I was a little more confused this one than when I was at the first one I read, Die Bayerischen Biogratin. But I don't know. From what I took out of it, there's the main character who gets the voicemail on his phone, and he talks about how pleasant the voice is of like the monotone voice of the woman that is the voice for the answering machine. And then he also talks about getting that message from a guy he doesn't know. And he thinks that he wonders like, who is this guy and where does he want to meet and why? And he eventually discovers that Ivo is wanting to talk to Sarah, who seems to be some sort of significant other to the main character of the story. And there's some distrust there. They have a conversation and they share a glass of wine, and he talks to her about this voicemail, and she says, Ivo, or no, Sarah's not the girl. Sarah's who he thinks that the lady he's with is meeting up with. Yeah, and so he asks if she's planning on, the lady he's talking to, if she's planning on meeting up with Sarah, and she says no, and then he says Ivo, and she says like, oh, maybe you're, like, are you jealous? And he kind of is. Like, you can tell that there's that shift in tone of his voice when you listen to the recording of, you know, him responding and kind of just being like, yeah, there's this guy that you're seeing. And she kind of plays it off because obviously it's not that big of a deal to her. And, you know, he re-listens to the voicemail later on at the end of the story. And it's, I don't know. I don't know if there's anything going on there. I doubt it. It seemed like she was very, like, kind of almost adamant that, you know, this she's meeting up with a guy and it's silly for him to be jealous of her meeting up with that guy. But yeah, overall I thought it was an interesting story. I'm not 100% sure I gleaned the correct meaning out of it, but that is what I got from it. So yeah, there you go.